and then went from there.
Well, Matt, anything you want to add to that?
What was the question? Everyone's getting an insight into my attention span, right?
I know he's too excited. But is there a good time to get involved in women's council, strategic partners?
Yeah, so, I mean, the short answer is any time, and I guess the biggest thing is people need to be asked, but there's too many rank and file members for everyone to get the ask that they really should be getting. So there's going to be it's incumbent upon our members to make some inquiry, do some due diligence, and while I'm on the extreme end of the involvement spectrum, because I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, 1,000 hours a year and 12 weeks on the road, I would kill myself. My will to live is holding up fine, but know that there is this huge continuum of ways you can get involved. So if you jump in at the level of any of these folks that are in front of you today, it's a big commitment, but there are so many other ways, like bite-sized ad hoc working groups where there's a limited duration, a very specific scope of the subject matter. So whatever really lights you up, find a way to lend your subject matter expertise to your association, to WCR, to any of those other related organizations, and then try to match your commitment to whatever your attention span and expertise is.
Okay, thank you. So another question that we always get is, how do I manage my time? How do I balance work, family, and volunteer life? And I'll start with you, Betty.
Tell the truth.
Most days it doesn't feel like I do it very well. It all manages to get done. I have found, and Catherine and I were just having a chat about this a few minutes ago, that the more I give to whatever I give to, the better my business is. So if you, no matter what it is that you do, your business will reap all the benefits. So if it's WCR, if it's the nominating committee, if it is 1,000 hours a year to what Matt does, you're still going to come out on the top.
Catherine?
I think the best way to get involved and manage your schedule would be to do things that fit your personality. So it has to be something that you really enjoy doing, it has to be something that you love doing, and then you work into that with your schedule. If you find that you're doing something that's not a good fit for you, then you need to keep looking, don't stop, find something that does work well for you. And you also need to have your family on board with that. So depending on where you are with your family, if they're on board with you, it's going to help so much. And also with your business, to make sure that you have backup. Somebody that's there for you when you need help with business, so that everything blends together and works together really well.
Great, thank you. Matt, anything you'd like to share?
Scalability is kind of the biggest challenge. So if you want to jump in a really serious way, whether it be to areas of real estate, trade organization, or WCR involvement, or whether it's community involvement, if you're going to jump in a really, really big way and make it a huge commitment, I think you can certainly have benefits that are way beyond the time that you expend, but I think we've all heard stories of people who will talk about the year, especially they were president of an organization, where they claimed that their business took a massive hit. So I think you need to be aware that there are plenty of those stories out there. I will say, and part of it's luck, but I will say that I have had a series of record-breaking years for my own business, even as my own level of volunteerism has ratcheted up. But that won't work for everybody. If you are a micromanager down to your DNA and you're not going to be able to turn loose on details because you'll want to kill other people, then you're going to want to scale your volunteerism to make sure it really is fitting into your spare time. And I have planned for literally years to be able to scale up my team and to get a team in place where I can be on the road for a week or 2 or 3 at a time and then come back and not have the wheels fall.
Great. So we talked about time. The other component that you just brought up is actually making money while you're volunteering. So tell me about how did you leverage your volunteerism into dollars? I mean, that's all important to all of us. And I'll start with Catherine.
I think networking is the key. So wherever you find yourself, if you are doing volunteer work at the state level, if you're involved in some type of a committee there, nationally, locally, networking is the key, because when people know a little bit about you, they're more likely to refer you a client. So the best place is when you're out of your area and you're meeting with agents on multiple different times, multiple different venues, there becomes a level of confidence they develop in your ability to handle business that they may send your way, and you sending business their way as well. So that's worked very well for me.
And Matt, you want to add anything?
So there's a body of research that suggests, first of all, don't get involved in volunteerism unless your heart is in it. But there's a body of research that suggests even if you were just a cold-hearted capitalist pig and cared nothing about the cause, there is a body of research that suggests there is a positive ROI on money invested from a business standpoint. It's what right now, think of Subaru. Subaru has had a whole series of television commercials that have virtually nothing to do with their automobiles. They just make you feel good and make you have warm fuzzies about Subaru. So just know that you can, one of the blessings of being in real estate, and any of you who are affiliates, if your schedules are flexible enough to let you be at something like this, is that you have a high degree of scheduling autonomy that nobody who's a slave to a time clock gets. And so find ways where you can leverage that so that there is a positive ROI, and it gets amplified big time if your heart is in fact in line with the cause that you are investing your time and your money in. But it's been something where I have a full-time director of community involvement, a new full-time paid staff that I hired going into third quarter of last year, and in addition to now having a full-time staffer who gets tasked with different